Sarah Powell's. Hillary did interview, said Gabbard is being groomed by Russia to run as a third party. I saw that, Sarah Powell's. What's grooming Tulsi Gabbard, and maybe I'll cut this as a video, because I have that in my Twitter feed. My Twitter feed is used as my my palette. It's what I go back over in order to check for various things. It's like my what is that thing called? Where you can, I can't think of the name of it, but you can put articles and everything else. Essentially, that's my Twitter. That's what I use it for. People sometimes think that because I put an article there that I'm backing the article. No, I want to be able to read it for later. With Tulsi Gabbard, I got into a really good argument. My mom was a captive audience yesterday because she was at the hospital to get a study done. Study came out well, it depends on what you are trying to get out those things, kind of like a debate. Whether or not a debate is going well or not, it's not an absolute value on that fact. Some campaigns use different things or need different things to come from that debate. Well, same thing here. I'm having a conversation with her about Black Panther, and I'm asking her, well, did what's his name make decisions? Did Killmonger make decisions to be Killmonger? She says yes. Her and I disagree on this point. My thing is the environment makes the person, not the other way around. At some point, there's a feedback, but at a certain point, your decision space starts to hollow in a particular direction. And if the people give you accolades for doing a particular thing and you have a deficiency in your past that lacks those accolades or gives you a propensity to be angry, are you really making a choice? Your choices were made before you were ever in that process. My point is the environment grooms the person. Tulsi Gabbard is not being groomed by the Russians. Tulsi Gabbard is being groomed by the Democratic Party. I don't think Tulsi Gabbard is going to run third party. I have no idea. But I don't get how she's wrong. Her argument is, you guys have been slandering me, A, and the party itself is changing the debate rules arbitrarily to get rid of people off stage. That's true, by the way. Their intention is to remove people off stage by tightening the rule set. They don't have to tighten the rule set like that. They don't have to wait for 2 debates. They're going to have like 20 debates. They can wait for 3 debates, 4 debates. They could allow campaigns to go in their own theme. Problem is, having 20 people on a debate stage looks like a clown car. But at what point does the Democratic Party stop tightening those restrictions? And why at that particular number when they stop? I mean, they're not going to go forever, right? I mean, you could say that the election itself is the ultimate untightening, but they're not going to get to 3 and say, all right, we're going to have one more restriction. At some point, they're going to have to stop. Why that number? Why not a number before that? Meaning, why not 10 people on stage? Why not 8 people on stage? My point is it's arbitrary. It's absolutely entirely arbitrary. And if you have a campaign that seems to be gaining some level of steam, there seems to be some level of a buzz, it cuts off your ability to ever even get to that point. That's her point. And how is that wrong? Especially from the perspective of her campaign. That's the only perspective she can speak from, right? She's in a contest. Why would she speak from any other perspective? From her perspective, it doesn't look like they're rigging the election. Or at the very least, it looks like they are trying to get rid of some people prematurely. She wasn't on the 3rd debate stage. She was on the 4th debate stage. I would argue that to some degree, that means that they fucked up for the 3rd one if the entire point of the process was to exclude people who weren't necessarily popular, but to allow people who were popular on. She was on the 4th debate stage without even being in the 3rd debate. The 5th debate, they may make a rule that she can't get over, meaning she's been able to jump these hurdles. That may be the time she can't do it. Her stand is at this point now, they're rigging the election. She's supposed to do everything in her power to win, right? Why win? This is everything in her power. Everybody bitched when Sanders just ate it. Her constituents don't want her to eat it. She's doing what the people are funding her to do. She's their avatar. She's doing her job. That's my point. She's not being groomed to run by a third party from the Russians. She's being groomed by the Democratic Party. And the funny part is, the irony of it is, Clinton, the very person who said this, is the exact same person who Tulsi Gabbard had to leave the Democratic Party's establishment in order to support Sanders. Think about that for the moment. God, how it comes full circle. Clinton still sticking her neck into politics and articulating stuff for reasons I have no idea. She's still unpopular. Yes, there's a small percentage that like her, but most find her repugnant. Comes in, the woman lost her reality show host. Put that in perspective. And yet she still comments. How do you comment after that? You lost to Trump. How do you comment? How do you have anything to say of value at this point? How? The nerve. It's like a person being infinitely unself-aware. You lost to reality show hosts. And you still put out comments. Like those comments are of a quantity of a person that didn't lose to reality shows. If it wasn't for Clinton and the way Clinton was running politics, meaning Tulsi Gabbard couldn't stay there and support Sanders. Think about what that means. That means that establishment was entirely against them, but it was entirely fair. She couldn't stay there. She had to leave because she didn't want to support Clinton. And now Clinton is coming out saying the woman is a Putin puppet. Clinton is bitter. She's a bitter woman who lost to reality show hosts. Just saying. And by the way, not bitter because she's a woman, bitter because she's a human being that lost to reality show hosts and every day has to see that reality show host, and that reality show host will hit her at any particular moment that he wants and has been screaming for her to be put in prison, at the very least investigated. It has to burn. And your ace in the hole, the Mueller thing, falls flat when Mueller fails to get the goods. Don't get me wrong, he enshrines the narrative of the Russia stuff. So on that front, you got what you wanted, but not wrapping Trump into it. And now Trump is going to get his turn to scream about the Ukraine. Great. It's a circus. I don't care. I honestly, the impeachment, I care about less. It's a circus. A partisan witch hunt going after a corrupt president. Great. As if the guy who is essentially in a pole position in the Democratic Party was somehow less corrupt. Joe Biden was corrupt his entire life. Just saying. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks all.